Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the weekly meditation challenge. My name is Lodro Rinzler, and we're going through the 59 mind training slogans by Atisha. These are slogans that help us actually live a life that is of benefit to others, live a life that's actually more mindful and compassionate overall. So, this particular slogan, here we are 20 slogans in already, is of the two witnesses, hold the principal one. So, of the two witnesses, hold the principal one. This is an interesting one. There's the idea here that in any given situation, there are two witnesses. You are witnessing your own actions, and then maybe there's someone else witnessing, other beings. It could be one person, it could be many people. So there's other people's view of you, and then your own view of yourself. And here Atisha is saying, when you're given the option of relying on other people's view or your own view of yourself, hold the principal view, which is your own. Trust your own instinct here. The principal witness here refers to your own insight, whatever is coming up for you. And I think this is an important one because many of us are swayed by doubt. You know, we do a presentation at work and we say, oh, that went well. And then we turn to someone and we say, what do you think? Did I do well? And then based on their response, we say, okay, it went well or it didn't go well. But we don't actually trust our own instinct more often than not. So this is a training here in actually doing that, actually trusting our own insight. And it's interesting, I think we have moments in our life where we're questioned. I literally actually get questioned a fair amount. I have, just because we opened Mindful and it's getting press and things like that, we have this drop-in meditation studio and reporters ask me a lot of questions. And, a lot of times it's very wonderful. And then sometimes you'll get someone, like I did last week, a gentleman who writes for a very traditional, religious blog, and he asked me a lot of questions. I realized that in those questions there were a lot of assumptions about mindful, and I realized that he hadn't really been here ever, so he was asking questions and making assumptions about whether mindful was a diverse or not community, making assumptions about our content, about the teachers that teach here. And, at first I was a little swayed. I thought, oh gosh, what is going on? Are we doing something wrong? And then I realized, this person hasn't even been to the meditation studio. But they have a lot of preconceived ideas. Maybe this doesn't have much to do with me. So it was an interesting realization that in the case where I'm being sort of heavily questioned, I thought, of the two witnesses here, this person's view, who is pretty uninformed, and my view, the person who shows up to Mindful every day, I think I have to trust my own view. Right? So I think we have these moments where we have to realize we can trust ourselves. Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche once said, the practice of this slogan is always be true to yourself. You are the only person who knows yourself. And I love that. I love that idea. We spend so much time with ourselves. We spend the most time with ourselves. There's no one else in the world who spends as much time with you as you. So you have to trust yourself to some extent. You have to be true to yourself. And this means you know where your flaws are, and you know where you fall down on the job of being mindful and compassionate. And you can look at that and analyze that, and that's good. But other people, they can offer their subjective ideas about that, where you fall down, but you're the only one that actually knows for sure. That's the interesting thing. And I also want to touch, given the timing of the recording of this particular video, on the recent tragedy that happened in Orlando, which has left my heart completely broken. And I think, in the newsletter accompanying this video, you'll see that there's an article I wrote where I personally feel called to take action against gun violence in the future. This is sort of the straw that's broken my personal back, because I think it's time that we really support the communities that we aim to support. In my case, as a spiritual teacher, that's a lot of different diverse communities, and I need to step up and be involved more politically at this time. But I wanted to just say, in the case of this particular tragedy, however you feel is how you should feel. Whatever is coming up for you right now, whether it's anger, sadness, remorse, grief, whatever, however you feel is fine. And there's a lot of people out there that said, you should feel this way about this thing. You should feel particular way about this particular incident. And of the two witnesses here, you have to just check in with yourself and see how you personally feel and be true to yourself. So every week we have a meditation challenge. This week, the challenge is when you find yourself actually seeking external validation, just check in with yourself. Just check in your gut, your intuition. How do you feel? Or as Trungpa Rinpoche once said, you just witness what you are. So that's the challenge, and I look forward to seeing how it goes. Cheers.